It's fascinating. I'm also wondering, Jorge, like you're a guy who obviously fought at 155. Now you're back at 170. What would you say for you has been sort of the biggest difference as far as speed and power and cardio between the two weight classes? Did you feel much of a difference?
At 55, when I competed at 55, I never felt somebody stronger, man. Never got like manhandled or somebody take me down to me and I pop up right away. And in the strength department, though I wasn't the best grappler, I never got out muscled. I felt very, very strong. I didn't have power though, like pop. I had strength and I had decent speed, but I didn't have that pop. Your life is over. And that's something that I got back at 10. Things I was just too depleted, man. I was cutting a lot of water. I was dieting for a very long time. I was just in ways to shell of myself. And once I took those IVs out, it was a worse and best thing. Because once I took the IVs out, I knew I couldn't make 155 no more. That forced me up this.
Well, speaking of 170, man, the guy that people haven't really linked you to too much, but I feel like maybe you guys might clash because you are the BMF champion, one of the biggest draws in the sport, possibly the biggest in quite some time, is a guy in GSP. I mean, for a long time, people have been talking about, hey, this is a guy that might come back and fight Khabib, but then it doesn't really make sense. Khabib is in lightweight. GSP is one of the greatest welterweights of all time. Do you see yourself, if you become champion, possibly being the guy that gets GSP to come back for that one big super fight? Is he a guy that you would love to fight, to add to your welterweight reign in the UFC?
Well, they've said this about me that I resurrect fighters and then I retire them again. So I wouldn't mind if GSP jumped on that campaign. On all honesty, as a competitor, yeah, I want to fucking break his face. I want to go at him with everything I got. But I respect the ton what he's done. Then he took I don't know how many years off, came back, beat Bisping for the legitimate middleweight title. Dude's a stud, but he's a fucking animal, bro. And if you wanted to down, I would put everything into my being and in my soul to end this individual because he's that good. He's the type of guy that shit would require a nice training camp, isolation, just, away from the world and just focus on the task day in and day out because he's one hell of a competitor. And I'm not taking a backseat to nobody in this division. So I would love it. That'd be a hell of a fight, but who knows? I don't know what his plans are. I don't know if he's retired. I don't know what he's doing,
I mean, things have changed since he's retired. We had Tyron Woodley as champion. Now, obviously, Usman is champion, the Al guy, as you call him, which is hilarious. Tell me, who do you think is the greatest welterweight champion of all time? I mean, you've got guys like GSP, guys like Matt Hughes in that mix. Where do you think Usman ranks compared to those guys as, greatest?
Or you can't compare Usman to like GSP or nothing. Even if he'd be a bad style for GSP or not, which I don't think he is, you couldn't compare him. And then after GSP, because of the sheer volume and stuff, I definitely throw my boy Woodley in there. Robbie Lawler as well. I mean, welterweight has just had some psychopaths in that weight class that are just mean individuals that are athletic as hell. Robbie was just sheer violence, man, when he had that title. Same thing with Woodley, man. Woodley, all it takes is one shot and the fucking fight is over, And he could wrestle his ass off too. So those are some great studs, man. I think I got in the Who guy. Shit, I think I got the easy draw, man. I used to talk with my boy T Wood and Robbie, man. I think my work's cut out for me. Obviously, I don't take nobody lightly that has two hands.
I was wondering.
Reason why I'm saying Who, man. Let me tell you something on a personal note. Usman's coaches, training staff, a good amount were my graduating class from American Top Team before they split, and then Black Zillions, and then whatever the gym is called now that they created with Henry Hoos and other individuals. Great gym and stuff, But that's a part of what used to be American Top. So his coaches know, his training partners know very well who I am, and he knows very well who I am, man. So for him to say Who is kind of like, I know why you're saying Who, man. I know why you're saying Who. The circles ain't that big. We both know what time it's gonna be when we get in there,
Did you think it was a bit silly because you're not a nobody. You're fighter of the year. Saying Who doesn't really make much sense.
Imagine his training partners and coaches and stuff are telling him exactly who I am. This guy Masvidal, it's not rumors and myths. This guy's really that bad of a motherfucker. They knew, man. I was a hard worker then, and I'm not exaggerating. A lot of the guys that were even in his corner, they know very well who I am and how I operate. And this is my everything, man. How my work ethic is, you know. So Usman knows that who's gonna cost him in the ring, man. So he better go. He better go keep asking for that other dude that nobody knows his name that he already beat this ranked under me. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the guy you already beat this ranked under me. You rather give him the title shot. That dude's bananas, man. But you can't blame him. He wants to hold on to that belt. Do your thing, man. I'm just a bully now. I'm just like being this bully. Conor doesn't want to fight. Usman doesn't want to fight. What am I to do? Poor me.
I'll tell you what, man. We can't wait for you to come down to Australia. Last question before we wrap up. I mean, you, Usman, and you have been in some close circles, like you mentioned, same coaches. Have you guys ever trained together in the gym? Have you guys ever done any kind of sparring or any classes or anything before? Or would it be the first time you sort of see him across from you if you guys ever do fight?
Don't train with betas, man. So I don't never that in my life.